nuclear weapons are there. People are starting to think about them more now. We're seeing the United States, Russia, China, all with modernization plans, and a looming arms race, where for the first time since the end of the Cold War, we're looking at an increase in the number of nuclear weapons rather than a decrease. So we're about to launch into this madness of an arms race all over again. And will we be so lucky this time as to avoid catastrophic escalation to nuclear war? So that's the topic I'm working on. And, I think you asked me something else about what am I working on, and
like, how do you make sense of it? How do you get your head around it? Yeah, because to your point, right, people respond with awe or terror, right? And you are, among other things, the leader of this organization. You have other roles in your life. Yeah, how does it feel day to day to be doing that work?
Well, I think you just gotta, like any big problem, break it down into pieces and tackle things in smaller bite-sized ways, but as you said, always with that kind of systemic overarching view of how do all the pieces fit together. So what we're trying to do is work on different parts of the problem, right? And there are a number of different angles. You've got like US-Russia relations and how bad they are now, and the threat of a new arms race. That's one thing to look at. And then we've got China increasing its number of nuclear weapons. How does that now enter into the mix? And then you've got countries like North Korea, a much smaller nuclear arsenal, but quite sort of unpredictable, volatile. And then you have a country like Iran that has the capacity to develop a nuclear weapon if it chooses to. Will it or won't it? And how does the diplomacy or other ways of interacting with Iran increase or decrease that likelihood? So there are a bunch of problems that we're looking at. But the thing I'm most focused on right now is how do we create a strong, healthy group of people to tackle this problem? And if you can't get a strong, healthy group of people to tackle the problem, then we're kind of ceding the decisions to the usual suspects, those deep inside governments who are making decisions that affect all of us on our behalf. And I really believe it's so important to have a thriving civil society outside government that can ask questions and that can point to where governments are getting it wrong, and who can take the time to delve into these complex problems and come up with solutions to propose to government officials who are really busy, slammed with a whole lot of things. And those officials can take these ideas from outside and try to incorporate them into their daily work. All with the aim of reducing nuclear risk, hoping that we never have nuclear weapons use again. And eventually, if we could do it, if we could imagine it, a world where we're guaranteeing security, but without needing to threaten the use of these horrendous weapons.